Hey, welcome to Cinemondo with Kathy and Amar.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Time for what I think is kind of fun is a season 2 trailer reaction to a web series from Sony L1V called Rocket Boys 2. We reviewed.
Yeah, we did one a while back.
And a highly regarded series, and it's fun. It's great to see the season. You know that it was such a hit that we got season 2. It's going to come. It's going to come in March, which is exciting.
That's soon.
Like right now, like the end of the month. It's a Hindi period, drama, learning how to be, India becoming involved in the war, and like how do they kind of keep their engineering up and their defenses and all that kind of stuff. So, and I watched a few episodes of the first series, and I want to get back to it because it was
first
really
season
good.
Was great. I watched that.
You watched
really
you watched
so
all
charming.
That. I
I really liked it.
Yeah, and so it's a lot of the same actors are back, and I'm sure it's going to be just as good because it seemed like it was first class all the way.
It was really good. Okay, this is exciting, and we'll take a look at this. All right,
let's take a look at Rocket Boys 2. Let's do this.
We go.
नमस्कार, आकाशवाणी से प्रस्तुत है आज के समाचार। अपरिमित दुख के साथ आपको सूचित किया जाता है कि भारत के प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू का निधन हो गया है। आजादी के 17 साल बाद आज फिर हिंदुस्तान का आने वाला कल धुंधला नजर आ रहा है।
सर, ये जो रॉकेट्स आप लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, 1 करोड़ से भी ऊपर का खर्चा हो रहा है। ये आम आदमी को कैसे हेल्प कर रहा है? हमें आपका बजट बंद करना पड़ेगा सर।
A bomb is a necessity.
पुणे में रिएक्टर नहीं बनेगा। ये मेरा अंतिम निर्णय है।
So we are so close. Let's finish what we started.
Mr. Bhabha, we had a deal.
Not anymore.
Don't you think we are inviting trouble?
We are surrounded by trouble. Our neighbors want a piece of our land. Our allies want a share of our profits. And our enemies,
They want us dead.
USSR has a bomb.
and China is
This close.
to testing their bomb.
तो अमेरिका नहीं चाहेगा. But we have.
Nuclear bomb?
What's the plan, sir?
Satellites. हम हिंदुस्तान से satellites launch करेंगे.
Either Bhabha can play his games or India can get its space program.
तुम्हारे न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर का खमियाजा मेरे स्पेस प्रोग्राम को भुगतना पड़ रहा है.
You don't know me at all.
Sadly, I'm the only one who knows you enough. दुश्मन हमारी खामोशी को हमारी कमजोरी समझ बैठा है.
Why is the Indian PM sending a telex to Rajasthan?
It's finally time to take Homi out.
ये लाइफ एंड डेथ का सवाल है। कौन दीजिए उनको अभी?
We want a war. I'll give them one.
How we choose to spend this time will decide if we make history or not.
So we have lost connection with the detonator.
Ramanna has only 45 minutes.
We may have lost this battle, but we will win the war.
क्या हम सच में वो हासिल कर पाएंगे जो हम करना चाहते हैं?
No. That's okay. As long as हम कोशिश करते रहें.
I see origin stories of bombs like this, like we got Oppenheimer coming out, and this Rocket Boys 1 and 2 is really amping up the stakes. That's for sure.
Without question, yeah.
But it's like it's so depressing to see us want to create these weapons of mass destruction. I mean, it just really brings home like, why are we doing this? I mean, I know we have to now because other countries have them, and it's just like, but I wish it had never happened.
No,
and when the guy's
course.
like, why are we doing something that's good instead of this? It's like, yeah, why aren't we? Why are we doing this?
That's the question of science, right? There's so much science is for good, and then you can do science for destruction, and you do. And they're doing it because they want to protect their country from people from China and Russia and the U.S. and everything. So I get that. So that's kind of the dilemma. These are smart people doing what they think is good, but there's a one guy saying, you know, like, how does this help the common man? Of course, it doesn't help the common person.
It doesn't help anyone. It helps no one.
But I like the fact that it's raising the stakes, and there's like,
I love that.
There's international intrigue, and there's people. You know, this is like certainly going from school, figuring something out to actually like, oh my God, this has ramifications that it could cost us our lives or people's lives, and so
those are kind of the things. I guess these kind of students and science nerds, these are some of the things they have to struggle with because you have the science doesn't mean you have to use it. You know, it becomes sort of that. And I think that's in the Oppenheimer context, it seems like he wanted to do it. So he was the one to do it because he didn't want someone worse to design something even more dangerous or volatile or, so it's almost like I want to be the one who does this so that it's not completely fucked up.
Right.
So it's like, oh God.
And he, of course, has to deal with the ramifications of his, invention that killed hundreds of thousands of people.
I don't know how people deal with it. Yeah. So we have some posters. So this is first season. It does look a lot more optimistic. It's like, well, it still has rockets in it, but
But it has their friendship and it's their relationship sort of front and center.
It does.
And then. And then the younger people behind them, sort of the students and people. So that's kind of
brighter, lighter colors. And then you go to this and it's like, whoa, okay. Now we got our stars from first season, dark. It's like, everyone's a lot more serious. It's like they're growing up. So you have the idealism of the first season. And now you have the culmination of this is what your job is. And it's like, sometimes your aspirations don't necessarily collide with the good side. Sometimes you have to protect your country, which is good, but at the same time, we're creating these things that will eventually kill us all. And I think that is eventually what's going to happen.
I think it's the optimism of, hey, we're gonna do something. We did something that nobody thought we could do. To like, okay, now we created something that could cause major damage.
That's right.
And maybe our lives and the lives of our loved ones, with all this intrigue. So I really felt like, boy, this really ratcheted up sort of the spy angle, or not spy angle, but sort of like the tensions that can happen when something like this happens. Hey, they don't want India to be a nuclear power. But of course, India wants to be a nuclear power to
look where they are. I mean, they're surrounded by and then also this looks like, this looks like a special shoot. Looks like they did some beautiful lighting and everyone looking heroic. This is a kind of classic, profile all in a row kind of setup, which I always really like. It's just, it's a great way to show talent. 3/4 is always a really flattering way to show somebody. And this looks great. I mean, it definitely looks like a handsome, well-produced production, which it is.
Yeah, and I think, me too. And I think I'm going to catch up with season 1 and go right into this. And it looks like the production value is like it was successful. So I think there's more money in it. It just seems like it might be a little bit bigger world. So Rocket Boys 2 coming all grown up soon. Yes,
Rocket Men now.
Actually, it was it premiered in February, but not available to us unless you have Sony LIV or Sony Live, which we don't have here in the US. So, but maybe it'll come to, it's a web series, so maybe you can figure it out, but I want to watch it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll find it. All right. So let us know what you think of this trailer and what you thought of the season 1 and if you've seen it season 2, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah. Sounds good, everybody. Thanks.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.